Good morning, class. Welcome to day one of your Still Life unit. Today we're going to be going over all of the lesson vocabulary, expectations, and procedures. We're going to be going through that through a PowerPoint slideshow and then watching a demonstration video that demonstrates how to draw a still life from beginning to end. So today's a very important day that's going to introduce you to everything that you need to know. The first day of any unit is very important, so make sure you keep that in mind as we move forward. So your learning goals for today are to first analyze why artists draw from observation. What's the reason that artists would do this? And then second, we are actually going to draw from observation using basic shapes to find the proportions of objects. Your central question for the entire project is, how do artists create work that is pleasing to the eye and engages the viewer? So not only are we going to be drawing these objects as we see them in as much detail and proportion, scale, and light and shadow as we can, but we also want to know how we assemble, how we create that artwork to be as interesting to the viewer as possible. So make sure you're thinking of that as you move forward today and throughout the rest of the unit. Your vocabulary word for today is still life. We are going to be going over all 8 vocabulary words today, but this is the word you're going to respond to in your entrance ticket. As always, please try to complete all your classwork during your regularly scheduled class time. Please submit all your classwork no later than 3 o'clock. I know the situation is not always ideal and you may complete your work at different times throughout the day, but if you try to do your work during your regularly scheduled class times, you'll be more likely to submit everything on time. This will avoid you earning any temporary zeros for any late or missing assignments. You can always submit assignments late in my class. I don't give any late deductions. I designed this class for your success, but it does become difficult when you're always trying to play catch up. So please try to stay on pace, on track every day by making sure you do this work at the same time every day. All right, with that said, let's get right into the task list. So you're first required to watch the Still Life PowerPoint video. That's going to introduce you to the vocabulary and the assessment questions for the project. Once you're done that video, then you're going to complete your entrance ticket, which is 2 questions. The first question is, what is a still life? And then, how can an artist arrange a still life to be engaging to the viewer? This is worth 2 points. You'll receive an entrance ticket every day from here on out. Each unit has one and they change every day. Please make sure you're always referring to the day 1 PowerPoint for guidance with both of these questions. Try not to Google the answers. More likely than not, you're going to be wrong, or Google's going to be wrong, because not all the definitions always apply to art. Please make sure you get them directly from the PowerPoint slides. They were designed and created to help you as a reference, so please make sure you use them. After you've done your entrance ticket for an easy 2 points, watch how to create a still life drawing, the video. This is basically a supplement for me giving you an actual demonstration in class on the board or around a table where everyone's watching. This will teach you how to draw a self-portrait, first using shapes to determine the placement and the proportions, and also determine the scale, the size of each object. And then after you've done that, you'll add the line detail, and then lastly the value, which is the art vocabulary for shading, for showing light and shadow. Once you've watched that video, you've done your entrance ticket and the PowerPoint slides, then you will start your final project, or start brainstorming your final project by arranging your own still life at home using at least 5 found objects. Once you've arranged your 5 objects, just take a photograph of your still life to save to your iPad. You want to make sure your objects are spaced close together, just like in the still lifes that you saw in the slideshow, and then take a photograph that tightly frames everything into the image, meaning there shouldn't be a whole lot of background space. Make sure that your still life is basically going from side to side, for the frame, so it fits in perfectly. That way it'll make it easier for you to draw your objects large and with the most detail possible. Then once you've done that, your last step will be to begin your still life sketch, and submit a photo of your sketch to the day 1 student progress for 3 points. This makes sure that I can gauge your progress to see how you're doing, and also give you feedback each day to make sure you're heading in the right direction and make any corrections that might need to be made. Lastly, as far as your sketch, make sure you're filling the entire paper. You should be getting to that habit right away. Draw large, not small, and map out the spaces of your paper first to make sure all your objects will fit. Meaning, if I draw a large circle on one side for my one object and then a square rectangle for the next, just make sure you kind of create that space for each object so you know they're going to fill the whole paper first. And then also make sure they're to scale and accurately proportioned, meaning you want everything to be the right size. You want every part of your object to be the right thickness and size and placement. So make sure you're drawing as realistically as possible. Draw big, fill the paper. That's the best advice I can give you for today for starting your sketch. So your materials are your 5 objects from home. You're going to need your iPad to take your photo. You can also make your photo a grayscale, which we'll get into another day, but that'll help you later on as we do the value. You draw this on sketch paper with a pencil and eraser. We are not adding color to this project. We are only using a number 2 pencil. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. I am always here to help. And I look forward to seeing your sketches and the arrangements you made with your objects from around your house. All right, everyone. I'll see you all in class, and let me know if you have any questions. All right, bye.